And hello from Lights and Gear. We have another battery charger to talk about today. ESYB is, my understanding, the brand name on this particular charger. It's called the E4, and it comes in a good size box because it's a good size charger. Has 4 bays, and like most other chargers these days, will take many and very different types of batteries, from NIMH to NICD, and of course lithium ion. And just about any size battery will also fit in any one of the bays of the ESYB. It's a unique unit in a couple of different ways. Now, on the box is a picture of a cell phone right here, and that is because it has a Bluetooth function. So once you've loaded batteries up and they're charging away, and you've downloaded their app on your phone for iOS and Android, you can monitor the status of the batteries on your cell phone. Very unique. And on the back of the box is the barcode right here, where you can download their application to your phone for iOS and Android. And it gives some bits of information, obviously, on the charger back here. As far as the voltages are concerned, for output, output voltage is 4.2, 3.65, 1.48, and 5 volts. It does have a USB connector. Actually, I'm jumping forward a bit here, but show you the charger in a second. But it does have the connection for, of course, your AC wall adapter, which they include, and for a USB output. I was going to say, as far as the output currents are concerned, for lithium ion and LiFePO4, you can charge at either, let me move that up there, you can charge at either 0.25, 0.5, 1A, or 2A. Now, nickel metal hydride, NIMH or NICD, are lower, and this is the first charger I've seen which does put a limit on their currents. They will not charge over 0.25 amps. So if you consider that a problem, if you have mostly NIMH batteries, perhaps this isn't the charger for you. There are other chargers which charge NIMH quicker, but this one is limited for some reason to 0.25 for NIMH. Anyway, moving right along, here is the charger, as we've been sort of teasing it behind the box, and everybody get a good view of it there. I have the AC outlet attached up here, and there's your USB right there, and you can see the display in there with your 4 bays, all at the moment showing 0. When you first turn it on, you just get ESYB in the display with their website, and then just like that, 4 empty batteries. And here are your slots, or I should say your slot buttons. Focus, please. There you go, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is the only button you work with, so as soon as you put the battery in, you start pressing the slot, and of course that will determine everything you need to know. That will give you all your settings and everything, of course, for that particular slot. So, and here is your Bluetooth button right here, which you would sync up your phone with. And let's get to that in a matter of moments here, as soon as we load up a couple of batteries and have a look-see. Obviously, it'll take a very good range of battery sizes. Here is a 26650, so let's put this in. And typically, it doesn't start immediately. It sort of waits a few seconds, and then it gets going. So let's sit here and look at it for a moment. Look at the display, and there it goes. It starts to think about it after a few seconds. Actually, this battery is not as depleted as I thought it was. It's coming up at 4.7 volts. I think you can see that all right. And the default current is 0.5. Now, it's already started changing. So If I wanted to change that current to something else, I would have to have done so before it finished, before it started charging. So when you put it in, it says wait, and it's in that little window there that you would press the slot button and then select a different charging current. So let's go for another battery. Let's take something small this time. Here's a 16340, and we'll put that in. Wait a few seconds while it thinks about that one, or while it takes a moment to notice that there's a battery in the slot. Bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, 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 bum. There we go. All right. So I will change this now. I'll hit the slot button, and that's when you get this screen here. So with that, you can change the current. So there's 1, 0.25, 0.50, and 1. Now, this is in slot 2. Only slot 1 and 4 will give you the option of having a higher current. Slots 2 and 3 will not give you that option. So right now this goes as high as, and actually there it also changed from lithium ion to life, and now it's saying that the battery is full because of that. So unfortunately, I pressed the button too many times there, and it went from lithium ion to life PO4. Hold on a second, if you will. Not too much of a change, not too much of a difference between the two anyway, but okay. So here we are again. So if I press that, it says 1 and lithium ion, so we can just leave it at that. And it says 3.76 volts, and wait, and there it goes. And I think I showed you there, if you press the button while any battery is charging, that will give you the particulars, the stats on that battery. I hope this is coming through okay in the camera. Now this doesn't stay on long. This only stays on for a few seconds, and I think it's odd that it can't be locked. Once it clicks over, it automatically flashes off. So that to me is a little bit annoying. So it says it's charging at 1, it's using constant current, it's lithium ion. Down here it's showing how much mAh it's putting into the battery. You're using slot 2, the battery is at 4.1 volts, it's 90% charged, and of course there's your countdown timer, or not your countdown, but elapsed time that the battery is being charged. So there's one minute so far. So that's what you get when you press each slot button, and unfortunately I wish it stayed on longer, because you really have to keep pressing it, and if you really want to soak everything in with an understanding of what it's doing. And I've got another different size battery. Here's an 18650. Of course we can put that in number 4. And wait a few seconds, and there it goes, saying it's at 3.51 volts. I could of course change that now to 2 amps. So there's 0.25, there's 50, there's 1, and there's 2. Now it's gone to life. I don't really want it at life. Let me go back again. Okay, you have to a short press will change the currents, and a long press, a long holding press, will toggle from life to lithium ion. Now if I had an NIMH in my hand, of course, that would give me the option of NIMH at that point. If I had an NIMH battery in there, it would then give me an NIMH option. Okay, the charger has gone into a USB mode at this point, and I've read about that in the instruction manual, but haven't taken too much time to really understand its purpose. But everything does return to where it was, after it says that. So anyway, we have the lithium ion here in number 4 charging away at 3.54, and it is now climbing up in amperage, although right now it is set at 50. Of course, what you can do, I suppose, is sort of keep pressing that button once you get onto that screen, and that kind of holds it for a little bit longer, I guess. Alright, so what does it do for your telephone? Could also put, by the way, I could also put this 14500 in there, but I think you get the idea about the display and so forth, and the different size of batteries. So anyway, let's go to the phone here. We're not going to take a call, but we're going to check out the Bluetooth function. So, I have my Android here. Okay, and here is the app right there. So I'll open that up, and there is the screen. There's the main screen. Now, it was already connected. Okay, it says it's disconnected. So I'll click this button here. Actually, I don't need to do that. Click this one here, the Bluetooth button. It says status disconnect. Okay, now it's connected. Now I can hit the back arrow, and there it goes. There you are. So you have each battery being represented there. 1, 2, and 4. I guess I should have done 1, 2, and 3, shouldn't I? But there it's showing each battery individually at a glance. And slot 1, it's at, slot 1 is at 4.2. Holy moly, holy Moses. 4.2 is getting close there in slot number 1. It has 250 mAh of current, and it says lithium ion right there, and it's at 95% charged. Slot 2 is at 80%, and slot 4 is way down there at 10%. And so as you can see, it shows you what the charging current of each battery is and what the voltage is in real time, which is pretty darn handy. Now if I click on any one of these singularly, I will then get a different screen which will give you more information on each battery. Here it shows that you are charging, and actually it's the same information on the other page, but so it does show it's charging at 0.50, and it is a lithium ion. And down here you get your charging curve down here, which is pretty nifty. So you can watch the charge. So let's go back over to the one over here, which is only at 10%. Okay, so again, there's your charging curve down there, 3.5, and it tells you at the very bottom how much mAh the battery has accepted so far. 24 mAh is all this one has taken in. So that is how it works on your phone, and you can keep an eye on your charging and never miss a battery that's about to terminate. Now, one thing I should mention, it has a unique feature which it describes in the manual. It's a what do they call it over here? They call it an overtime prevention. It's for safety purposes, and it's particularly helpful if you have a poor quality battery that you're charging. So say you have one of these awful ultrafire batteries, and if there's something wrong with it, and if it remains in the charger too long, the charger will shut down. So that's a pretty good feature. I mean, it won't shut down the whole charger. It'll shut down the slot which that battery happens to be in. So it just mentions here about depending on how much current the charger is working with. If it's if it's been charging over 18 hours under 2.5, or over 15 hours under 0.5, so forth and so on, and over 5 hours under 2A, and it's still charging, it will shut down that it'll shut down that particular slot and indicate the battery is full, to reduce any possible danger by continuing to charge a battery that might, for some unknown reason, not be chargeable, or not taking a charge too well. Sorry I didn't have that all in camera range there, but that's what it will do with that particular safety measure. So very interesting indeed. And so everything else obviously I've talked about is outlined right here in the manual. So that is basically what you get with the ESYB E4 charger, a very unique type of very unique unit. And I think you can probably assume that once this is finished, once you're done here, once the battery is completely charged, underneath here, underneath the voltage, it will say full. Now, one thing I did notice is when the battery is completely done, like some chargers, it will not display the actual voltage. So if the battery finishes at 4.15 or 4.17 or 4.19, it will just say 4.20 in here. So it's always helpful, of course, to have a multimeter that you can check actual voltage on. So 4.20 is what it will claim the battery is. It'll just say it's done, but it won't be showing its real life voltage, unfortunately. I guess it's not a big thing. Another new charger came across my desk recently which does exactly the same thing. But anyway, if you want to know the real voltage, you'll have to check it with a multimeter or something afterwards. So anyway, that's the ESYB. If you want to go to my website at lightsandgear.com, you will see some more information on the battery. You can read up on it a little bit slower at your own pace. And there's also a link where you can pick the charger up. It was supplied by my friends at GearBest for testing purposes. And of course, GearBest has a fabulous price, so you can check them out. The link is below. And use the ESYB charger for any size rechargeable battery you might have. The E4 is a good unit. I'm giving it a good 4 thumbs up. I mean, with a couple of caveats. I mean, yeah, it doesn't show the actual charging voltage when it's done, but that's a reasonably small thing. But overall, I'd say it does very well, so I am recommending the E4 charger. Anyway, that's it for today. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and we will see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.